Let's try to know about more about battery charger. And a battery charger is an electrical device that used to put energy into cell. And nowadays, if you see, the battery charge is so important in our life, so important that without it we cannot live. You may be using a laptop, you might be using a mobile at that moment, or you may be using your any other gadgets working on your battery, your car which need a battery to be charged, and likewise you have lots of gadget which works on battery, and this battery needed to be charged regularly. There's no charge, it will not work, right? So important is the battery charger. Let's try to understand about this battery charger. Okay. A secondary battery is charged by reversing the chemical activity within the cell using electrical energy supplied by external DC sources. See, when you use any charged battery, a chemical activity takes place which discharges it. Meaning there's no more charge carriage available, so we need to charge it again, right? So that is done by reversing the chemical activity within the cell by using a DC external DC sources. The requirements of battery chargers is an external DC voltage source is necessary to produce a unidirectional current. You must know very much, you must take very much interest here knowing about unidirectional current. The moment unidirectional, it is a DC, so it will allow current in only one direction, right? Also, the charging voltage must be more than the battery EMF. Two things to understand here before you go ahead. Okay, a battery charger is an external DC voltage source, which is in position to produce unidirectional current, and its charging voltage must be more than the battery which you are going to charge. Okay, as simple. Let's start to understand more about it. We can see in the picture one of the diagram. You can see there is a battery charger here, one of the form. You can see down there is another way of which is used for normally charging a battery of a car or something like that. Or else you can see here another form of the battery charger, and you can see in the diagram this is another way of doing the battery charger or on the battery. Likewise, you will have mobile battery charger and many more different types of charges, or a small plate, toy, car, etc. chargers. So everywhere there are the different way of charging. Okay, let's try to understand some basic about it. In case charging voltage Vg, okay, let's take the charging voltage Vg, fall below the battery Vb, that is the source will act as, okay, I'll just like to tell you again, the charging voltage fall below the battery voltage which is under charge. So what will happen now? The battery charge is higher and the charger's voltage come down. In this, what will happen? Whichever higher voltage have, they become the source. So now the battery which is supposed to be under charge will become a source, and the charger will become a battery under charge. So what will happen? The battery will start discharging, right? So the source will act as a load and the battery will start discharging through it. So all charging system therefore use some means to prevent such thing from occurring. So many times this happens. If this happens, if by chance the battery voltage the battery charges voltage go down, then the reverse thing will happen. The battery supposed to charge will start discharging, right? Not to happen, we should have some system, okay, to prevent such thing happen. Okay, so we say in most cases the rectifier diode used for this purpose. Now we are using the word rectifier, as you all know that rectifier most of used to convert AC into DC, okay, and this, since the rectified diodes are unidirectional, they will not conduct in reverse bias mode. So if you use this, what will happen? The current will flow only one direction. That means only charging will take place and discharging will not take place. So that is why we use a diode. I hope you understood this. Okay, the diode is a unidirectional device. Okay, so it will not allow the current flow in the other way. That is, it will work only in forward bias, and reverse bias it will not conduct. Thus, it will block the discharging. Only it will allow the charging. So you can see in the diagram. Just now I was speaking to you. You can see in the white block here. Okay, the source of DC power, which is the voltage is Vg here, and the battery which is under charge. Okay, this under charge is Vb. If the voltage here goes down, okay, if then what will happen? If this voltage is higher, so it will start giving the voltage to this, so discharging takes place. Okay, that should not happen. So we use something called, just I told to you, or rectifier diode. So let's try to understand the battery charging connections. So source of DC voltage will start direction of current, here the charging will takes place and direction of charging current will be followed. This is how the charging normally takes place in any battery charger. Okay. You can see one more thing here. We have a battery charger here. We have DC load here, any load. Okay, whatever can, maybe a mobile, anything, or a battery here. Okay, and of course there is a charge and showing it. When charging takes place, the battery will charger. When battery getting charged, at the same time a supply something DC load is connected and also battery is getting charges. Such condition is called as a float charging. Okay, you can see the float charging refers to method in which the charger and the battery are always connect to each other for supplying current to the load. So that is called as your float charging. You must try to understand. The mains operating battery charger. In this case, the charger draws its supply from AC mains and delivers DC power to the battery as a voltage larger than that of battery. A mains battery or a mains operated battery charger contains the following elements. Let's try to understand. First is transformer. You have to understand the main components of your battery charger is a transformer. A transformer to step down the high AC main voltage to low voltage. Because the battery normal what you get in the market or hardly is good not above the 12 volt. So we have to bring this high 230 volts or 220 volts down to somewhere close to the required voltage. So that is around 12 volt, etc. So a transformer to step down high AC voltage to a low voltage. It also provides electrical isolation to the charging circuitry. Okay. Second, a rectifier to convert AC unidirectional pulsating DC. It means the rectifier will do two jobs. What it will do? It will convert the AC into DC supply and also it will provide what is that? It will provide a unidirectional pulsating DC. A charge current limiting circuit to prevent the flow of excessive charging current into the battery under charge. So somewhere we require a charge commutator. Otherwise what will happen? The higher current goes, it can damage your battery. So a charge current limiting circuit is used to prevent the flow of excessive charging current into the battery under charge. These are the all components of battery mains operated battery charger. You can see system here. This is the step down transformer. So rectifier which convert AC into DC. This is a current limiting. You can have some resistor or something. Will you then it's sent to the current charging current meter which will show. Okay, and about of the three factors connected here. You can see one is the trickle charge. Here the of course battery charge is there. When if this required, if this can be connected or disconnected by means of your some relay. Okay, so let's try to understand. First thing here is your overcharge cutoff relay. Okay, if this battery is getting overcharged, charge is complete, it will disconnect the any more charging. So no more charging will take place. Of course, okay, and there is something battery voltage monitor which will show you that okay, battery voltage is 99%, 100%. Okay, above 100 it will say indicates that it is an overcharge. So this will cut off the connection by means of relay. So no more battery charging takes place. At the same time, there's another factor is called as another block we understand and the circuit you should understand, that's called trickle charge current limiter. Now when we talk of trickle charging limiting, see initially when you put a battery under charge, its voltage go very slow, very high. It start charging very fast. As it approaches close to maybe say for example 70, 75, 80, the rate of charging goes on decreasing. No, it takes more time to charge between 90 to 100 than 30 to 70, something like that. So this is required for the keeping the battery in top condition. So as you close to become 98%, to become 98 to 100, it will also take some time. That is the rate of charging goes on decreasing as the charging approaches to the 100%. That is because to keep a battery in top condition, that's called trickle charging or trickle charge current limiter. I hope you understood. Let's go ahead. So in addition to above, the battery charge may also have circuitry to monitor the voltage and automatically adjust the charging current. I just spoke to you. It also terminates charging process if it finds the battery has fully charged or charged fully. In many cases, charging process is not fully cut off. See, in many cases, it need not be happen every battery. In many cases, charging process not fully cut off, but only charging rate is reduced to a small value to maintain the battery in top condition. This is called as trickle charging. Okay, I hope you understood what in trickle charging. To be fully protected, these are things we should understand for any battery charger. To be fully protected, a charger must be able to, first one, operate into short circuit. Okay, then not get damaged by attempting to charge a reverse connected battery. Okay, somehow you connect a reverse battery, then also it should not get damaged. or attempt to charge. Operate into a totally flat battery. Be regulated for both current and voltage. Be capable of floating a fully charged battery for extended period. That's also very important point. A good battery charger should have it. Okay, be capable of floating a fully charged battery for extended period.